like when you're just totally stuck staring at something, a report that just won't write itself.
Ugh, yeah. Or like a workout plan you're supposed to be following.
Right, like a massive project at work. A conversation you just keep putting off, like
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
like wading through mud just to even think about starting.
It is. That feeling of overwhelm can be really, really intense.
Well, we were looking at some of the things you'd sent over a lecture on productivity, plus even some of your own notes about creative blocks.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought it'd be cool to dive into this idea called the 5-minute rule.
Oh.
And it sounds almost too simple, right?
Uh-huh.
But it's supposed to be a really powerful way to kind of like trick your brain into actually making progress.
That's it. That's exactly it. It's all about taking those first steps. And this lecture really gets into how powerful that is.
So what is this rule like in a nutshell? Because 5 minutes, really.
Well, the 5 minutes is kind of the trick, like telling yourself, okay, just 5 minutes. And our brains, they don't like big, scary tasks, but 5 minutes, that seems easy.
So you're basically making a deal with yourself, right?
Right. And when you think about it, we often make these tasks so much bigger in our heads than they really are.
Oh, I do that all the time.
And so 5 minutes, that feels manageable, doable. And then here's the thing. Once you start, you kind of get this little boost.
Like a reward.
Yeah, almost. Like a little dopamine hit that makes your brain want to keep going.
Yeah, so the 5 minutes is just to get the ball rolling.
Exactly. Because starting is usually the hardest part, right?
Oh, for sure.
I remember you mentioned feeling stuck with that writing project. Like, what if you just said, okay, 5 minutes of outlining, that's it?
I can totally see that working. It's like suddenly the pressure is off.
Exactly. And you might even find that once those 5 minutes are up, you actually want to keep going.
Okay, so this isn't just for writing a novel or something.
No, not at all. That's what's so cool about this rule. This lecture talked about how you can use it for almost anything.
Like what?
Well, like starting to exercise, you don't have to do a whole workout. Just tell yourself 5 minutes of walking.
No.
Or dishes piled up, 5 minutes of cleaning, anything.
I like it.
Yeah.
But how does this actually lead to, like, big accomplishments? 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there.
It's all about consistency. This lecture kept coming back to this idea. Small actions, but done consistently, they really add up.
Like those tiny steps everyone talks about.
Exactly. It's like, think about planting a garden. You plant one seed, it doesn't look like much, but you keep planting day after day.
And eventually you've got something.
A whole garden. That's how habits work too.
Yeah.
And this lecture actually used a writer as an example.
Okay. How so?
So imagine a writer, they commit to writing just one page every day.
1 page. That doesn't sound like a lot.
Right, but it's about doing it every day. So over a month, that's like 30 pages. A year. 365.
Wait, that's like a whole book.
Exactly. The point is, it's not the one page that matters, it's the showing up day after day.
That's actually pretty motivating. And I remember the lecture mentioned some pretty impressive real-life examples.
Oh yeah, some really good ones. Like, remember J.K. Rowling when she was writing the first Harry Potter book?
Oh, yeah?
So she was going through a really tough time back then. Single mom, not a lot of money, really struggling.
Yeah, I remember reading about that.
And she managed to write even just a little bit every single day, like a few hundred words, the lecture said.
Wow. So it's not about these massive writing sessions. It's the consistency.
Exactly. And look what happened, right?
It's incredible when you think about it that way. What were some of the other examples?
Okay, so another one was about exercise. A lot of people get intimidated by working out, right?
Totally.
But what if you just did 10 minutes a day?
10 minutes? That barely seems like anything.
It doesn't, but think about it. 10 minutes a day, that's 30 workouts a month. And over a year,
Yeah.
it adds up to more than 300 workouts.
That's insane. You really could get in shape that way.
And it's more likely you'll actually stick with it, right? Compared to, like, forcing yourself to do these crazy workouts you hate.
Right. It's about finding something sustainable.
Exactly. Oh, and there was this financial example, too.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
So imagine just saving $5 every day.
$5. I mean, that's not much.
But if you do it every day, that's $1,825 a year.
It adds up.
And over time, with the right investments and compound interest, that can really grow into something big.
So all these little actions, they can really make a difference. But even 5 minutes, it's still hard to get started sometimes.
It is. Even when it seems like nothing, our brains will find ways to avoid it.
Oh, tell me about it.
This lecture actually talked about the different ways we resist doing stuff.
Oh, like what?
Well, one is this thought that it's not enough, Like, what's the point of 5 minutes?
Oh, yeah, I totally get that.
But the point isn't to finish anything in 5 minutes. It's to just start. And once you're going, you might keep going.
Makes sense.
And then there's the perfectionism thing. A lot of people, they don't start because they want to do it perfectly.
Oh my gosh, that's me.
And the 5-minute rule is good for that too, because you're not focused on the end result, just on starting.
Right. You're just taking the first step, kind of giving yourself permission to be a little messy.
Exactly. And there's also the fear of failure, right?
Yeah. That's a big one.
But when you only commit to 5 minutes, it doesn't feel as scary. And even if those 5 minutes don't go perfectly, you still learn something.
It's like those 5 minutes, they always move you forward in some way.
Right. So you're building that habit of just starting things, which makes it easier the next time.
So this is more than just about getting one thing done. It's about building that habit of starting.
Yes. It's like training your brain to not be afraid of new things.
Okay, so to sum all this up, this 5-minute rule, it's about breaking down those big, scary things into tiny chunks.
Right. Just 5 minutes at a time.
And those tiny chunks, they can lead to huge results if you do them consistently.
Yeah. Just like those examples we talked about, the writer, the workouts, even saving money.
So I have a challenge for everyone listening. What if you take just 5 minutes right now to work on something you've been putting off?
Just 5 minutes, no pressure to finish it or anything.
Just start. See where those 5 minutes take you. Remember those examples we talked about?
Yeah, the writer, the workouts, the savings, those all started with small steps.
It really makes you think,
Yeah.
what could you achieve if you just started, even if it's just for 5 minutes?